All right, we're live, brother.
Why don't you
Uh,
do your
huh?
introduction, just
I
in
don't
case
have any
somebody
introduction.
rewatches this?
Hi, this is Don and Chris. Welcome to nothing. We don't need an introduction. This
And
is
I
we called a phone call. What we would normally do, just talk,
well,
see if anyone joins us. If they do, they do. If they don't, well, they don't.
well, this isn't normal though, because
Yeah.
usually when we just talk and talk, you got a cigar and a drink, and I got a drink and a drink. So,
I have a cigar, but I can't smoke a cigar in here. I
mhm.
can go outside where it's really dark, and
And cold.
yeah, I have a little heater though that I bought literally just to smoke cigars. How sad is
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I used to when I used to smoke a pipe back in the day. You can imagine me smoking a pipe, but my
I have
wife My wife kind of liked it. Yeah, the kind of pipe that has regular
no,
tobacco in it.
I got you, brother.
Okay, and I'd go
Hey,
out.
we got someone watching us, Ruben Snyder. Holy crap, we're big time.
Okay, oh, I need to get in the. I need to see comments. How do you know he's in the chat?
I don't know because I can see the
Oh, there he
chat.
is. Okay, I tell him to. Is Ruben Snyder a friend of yours? Because it's no only
No,
people watch me as my kinfolk.
Keaton folk
Yeah,
down in the holler.
yeah.
And David, I have to admit, I don't know either one of these guys, but I appreciate you guys jumping on.
I bet they're subscribed to my channel and not
Prob-
yours.
Probably.
Hmm.
Hey, what's up, John?
I scurried around to try to get John's address today. Wouldn't even text me back, so I was going to send him a care package of about 100 rookie cards. I took it back though.
Well, the hell with him.
Uh-huh.
I
He'll
know these
learn.
you guys just don't appreciate us.
Yeah, he'll learn. He'll learn. He'll try to fit in someday.
I know. Oh, Ruben lives in your area, brother.
Oh, well, Ruben, we need to be friends. So,
Oh, I still work, John. It's freaking 8 o'clock at night. Oh, he's on the West Coast. So it's only 5 where you are. So apparently you're not working real hard, John. I'm just saying.
he
Hey,
spends so much. He spends a lot of time editing those videos. I bet he does that when he works at home. I think he does work at home some.
yeah.
Or, hmm,
So I was just watching a video. So we both graduated in '85 from high school, right?
we did. Yeah.
Were you a fan of heavy metal back in the day, like Guns N' Roses, Slaughter, Poison, all the hair bands?
Yeah, and kind of still am. Not, I it took me a while to appreciate him a little bit. I was maybe a generation behind, you
Okay,
know.
well, I loved all that stuff too, but oh, actually, Ruben lives in my area. Sorry,
Okay.
where do you live, Ruben? I just watched this high school kids playing "Sweet Child of Mine" on
Uh-huh.
YouTube, and this girl was the lead singer. It was so good. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, it's so cool. It's kind of like with card collecting, seeing young kids into the music we liked.
Right. My
So,
my daughter's got me hooked on some a cappella groups, and like Pentaton, and there's another one that's really good.
yeah, I know
And and
Pentaton.
and I saw them do "Sweet Child of Mine," and that was incredible.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
Look at Rick, 2 guys older than me. Wrong. We're not. We're both younger than you, buddy. I tried. I sent a text out to the Misfits, and not one of them answered to come on. But yet, here's Rick in the chat.
See, another reason why the Misfits are keeping the man down. I'm not over the top like Jake, but I think it would be great if you guys did a drawing to add a misfit to your group every year, and then that way, when you're at a show, they'll buy you a round of drinks and that kind of stuff. But always leave Jake out. I think that would be the
You
funniest
guys
thing.
already buy us a round of drinks. I don't
Oh,
get. Well, actually, you don't. You run up to your room and make your own.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
right.
Ruben, you live in Shaler. Okay, you're in the North Hills. I'm in the South Hills. That's cool. You got to meet up with some of us Pittsburgh guys, Ruben. We there's a Pittsburgh show in the spring. Do you make videos? If you don't, you should. All right, we got Adam on here. I have to admit, Adam, I have not heard that song yet. Have you? The new Beatles song?
No, I've heard the advertisement.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. Is it good, Adam? What's up, John?
Holy cow. We got a lot of guys on here. There's a lot of guys that aren't going to want to watch the Chicago-Carolina game tonight.
There's 7 on. But that's pretty good for just throwing us up here and not announcing anything. But that shows how lame we all are. We're like desperate for content. So actually, we've been talking about that. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of content being posted anymore. And I'm guilty of it. I haven't posted much lately.
I think people kind of get out of the rhythm. And there's a lot of guys that that they wait till something comes to them. They don't force a topic or that kind of stuff. And I think you're right. It kind of runs in spurts. And
that's kind of how I am. I don't have any set schedule. It's just when I feel like making a video. And now, granted, when I had my own business, I had more flexibility to post more videos than I do now working for someone. I just don't have the time, and I get home and I'm tired, and but I need to. Oh, that's cool, Ruben. You met Scott and Mike and Theo. I'm sorry, those are the 3 guys you met.
Not a lot of IQ in that group besides Ruben. Did you watch Mike Moynihan? I think he did it on this Golden Age of Cardboard. He having a little bit of YouTube burnout, posting stuff. And I think some people get like that.
I've had a little bit of burnout, more on watching it. I just not that I don't like the channels, because I obviously do, and I like the people. I don't know. I haven't been watching a lot of the videos. I'm going through my feed, and I'll see something. I'm like, that looks cool. But then I don't watch it, and I go on.
Here's what I'm struggling with again. When I first started watching YouTube, I watched it on my TV.
That's how I typically watch it.
And I can't comment on my TV. I can yell at it and tell them how wrong they are or how right they are. But, when I started doing content, I felt a need to comment on people's stuff and show that kind of support. But I need to start doing that again, because I usually keep my computer upstairs and I watch everything in my baseball card room.
Right.
And, so I'm not being a good friend doing that.
I'd love to add the link to see if anyone wants to join us, but I'm not sure if I know how. And I know I'm not going to ask you, because I know you don't know how.
I'd have to call Theo or John 3D80's kid.
Try something here, see if it works. I don't know. If anyone else wants to join.
I tell you, Stooks.
Just put it on. Don gets a pink slip for Mike's golden. Yeah, I know. Apparently I got fired, according to Rick. Oh, well. Wouldn't be the first time I got fired. Hey, what's up, Rick? So, I don't know if that'll work. I put a link in the stream. If anyone wants to join, the more the merrier. Come on, Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. Jump on.
He's too classy. He's too classy for us. He's
classy.
Yeah.
Stooks.
And look, Rick's watching this because you had him on your show the other day. That's pretty good.
About time somebody had him on. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he
even showed a butt crack on the video. I mean, where else are you going to get that? Sorry, Rick, but everyone saw it.
We got Stooks on here now, and he's got that little humble voice to him, that he's trying to be real humble while he's doing it, and he slips in his video. Yeah, I got every complete set from 53 on up, and I was like, what? And that was his way of being humble, but going, oh.
Stooks or Rick?
Do what?
Stooks or Rick had that?
Stooks.
Oh, okay.
No, it was. It was. I think they were doing this show together. Yeah, it was
probably both have it.
Yeah, they probably do.
And then Scott was just showing everything got in Dallas. My gosh, he cleaned up.
Yeah. Some of these guys, they need to bust out all their cards, and I'd like to see people do it like a top 100 cards just to get a little peek underneath the kilt, you know.
I don't need to look under the kilt, but you can knock yourself out, brother.
Yeah, I store my cards weird.
That's why I don't touch your cards.
Mm-hmm.
So, what card show are you going to this weekend? Every time I talk to you, you're going to a card show.
We come to a halt here in Middle Missouri. We have them all the time, but now I don't think there's one until December.
Really?
That I'm going to.
That's only that's only like 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
You're acting like it's in June.
Oh, I guess
not one until December. It's like, well,
and they're not water. I mean, I went this summer to St. Louis and to Kansas City. And then I didn't in Columbia, which is in the middle of the state, and they had one in Springfield, Missouri, which is our third biggest town. They've been having those. I haven't gone to them, but man, the cards aren't watered down. I've been more and more impressed with these shows. And yeah, there was one in St. Louis just a few weeks ago, and you've been to Strongsville,
right?
And I called it. I think it's a mini Strongsville.
Mini Strongsville.
Yeah,
not that big.
Well, Strongsville's not that big, but this was
like a mini Strongsville.
Yeah, but this was it probably had the same amount of tables, but it was probably 70%, and it was still good. That your buddy from Iowa, Mike, Tim Payne, I think he was there, and he had one. I mean, but there was a few tables similar to his, and it was.
Isn't Tim Payne the 300 greatest cards or whatever?
And I get that confused. It's Mike Payne is the.
Oh, Mike Payne. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard Payne. I thought maybe you were messing it up.
Yeah, but
so I'm really confused when you do these live videos. Everything in the background is correct, but when you
are obsessed with my videos being backwards.
Huh?
I don't.
It's annoying. No offense. I'm like, what is wrong with him, man? Get your shit together. You're putting a bad blemish on our generation. That we're not incompetent.
Yeah.
Except you.
Well, only in my house is Patrick Mahomes number 51.
I know.
And I don't know.
Because
I need to get
right now.
Well, why don't I think Theo or some other guys that are and John 3D 80s kid, I think they ought to do a best practice at a national. So I'm not the only one here and I'm not the only one in this group that struggles with technology,
Yeah, but you're the only one that has a backwards background.
No, I'm the only one that has a friend that calls out that dude with the backwards background.
You only have a friend. That's true. What's up, James? Another good guy who never makes videos and says he never has time. I guess he doesn't have 3 minutes in a day to make a video.
Hey, Orlando's in here. He makes tons of videos.
Who?
Orlando. He's in here.
Oh yeah, Orlando's here. Yeah, but your background's not backwards, Orlando.
No, but he's standing upside down when he shoots his videos.
Well, isn't he standing in all of his videos?
See? He might be shooting it in a mirror. You don't know.
Right. Maybe that's what you need to do.
Oh. So when is the next show you're going to go to?
Strongsville. Unless the Pittsburgh ones before that.
Yeah, that's kind of tough for you.
Kind of close.
Yeah, that's tough for you guys because you're surrounded by the Pittsburgh show and the Strongsville show.
And they're similar shows, and I think they're a lot of the same dealers.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so easy for me to go to the Pittsburgh one. Actually, both of them are so easy for me to go to. I mean, 2-hour drive is nothing.
Well, before And I promised I wouldn't do it on my channel because I've been talking about Strongsville so much. But I'm going to list the people that are going on this show.
Dean said Strongsville's first. Okay. I scared the shit out of Dean driving to Strongsville. And I really shouldn't have. Or anyone else wouldn't have been scared. That's a better way to react. I took an exit going like 30 miles an hour, and he was like holding on, like, I said, "You all right, Dean?" Like, a little snow on the ground, and poor Dean.
Mm-hmm.
You know Dean, Chris?
I'm not. I don't.
Yeah, he's a fellow Pittsburgh guy. He was about half an hour from me. I've been up with him a few times, seen his car room. He's a lot like he's a set builder. So he's got tons of binders and like 3 versions of it. I did a video on the 76 tops, and he's like, I need one more to finish my second set. So
I was contacted today by a guy that I see at shows all the time. He's selling out, and he's a set builder, and he has everything from 1970 to today.
Okay.
He shot me I don't know if it's a good offer or not, but I was a set builder at one time, and I stopped. I took most of the Hall of Famers out of the sets, and I wish I would have taken them all, but I didn't.
Yeah. So James, we stay at the hotel that the show is in. Do you remember the name of it, Chris?
Yeah, it's Best Western Plus.
Yeah, it's a dump. Actually, the rooms aren't bad. The elevator's a dump.
The room. So I described it to Mike Moynihan yesterday, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you walk through the front door, and you walk in 15 steps maybe, and you can turn right and go into the
into the show, right?
Into the show. Then, if you want to walk 30 steps, you go into the bar, which has about 4 tables and 1 big table, and sets about 10 people at the bar.
About right.
They say there's a bartender working, but I've never seen one. And then the autograph room is right there, and that's all there is to walking around. There's no walking around there.
Yeah, it's not hard. And I missed it. I think that's where we took the photo of us, all right, in the autograph room, of course.
Yeah.
But it was classic when Mike, Canadian Cars, about that Bowman Jackie Robinson, is like, I need to go get a beer. That's where he bought it. So we walk in, and he's got all these, what would you call them, buckets of beers.
Yeah.
We drank those, and then that was early. I think we went out to dinner, and then later that night, we met up with Nuff Said Cards and his friend, and we're down at the bar, and you couldn't get a drink. And you ran up to your room, poured yourself, you had a bottle up there, poured yourself your own drink. And still
got down before Andrew got it. Yeah. Got down before Andrew got served.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, Mike said he needed a drink after buying that Jackie.
Hey, we did a good job of helping him spend his money.
Yeah, we did. But I think Mike said he needed a drink after buying a top loader for it.
Oh, that's classic.
Oh. But we talk about Strongsville right now all the time, but we had so much fun there. I mean, so the guys that are getting together, when we get together at the National, it's so spread out that some people miss the get together, or you don't get to talk to everybody at the get together.
Right.
This isn't hard to meet up with anybody. I mean, if I could hold a flag up and you could find me in the room, everybody can find you in that room. But I mean, it was so fun. We got to shop we got to look at cards together, and
right.
And
hey, John's offering to help you, man, with your YouTube channel.
Well, then I'm going to hire John.
There you go.
And
our boy Ray from Philly. Jump on, Ray, man.
Yeah, Ray, jump on here.
I got
anybody.
Somewhere up here.
Yeah, anybody jump on.
Right. Yeah,
that's what class is.
Because I don't want to talk to this dude the whole night.
Because I got to stop with the little words that you can understand. I need to talk like an adult here in a minute.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Hey, I want to show. I got to show some cards real quick.
That'd be good.
So
I'll grab a pile of cards too. I'm gonna grab
well,
a pile. So I have
I got these in the mail today. I got mail from Canada yesterday or a few days ago
That's cool, Ray.
from Mike, and I got mail today from Canada, Cincinnati Red stuff and Kansas City Royal stuff, and I'll just show a little bit. But from my buddy Steven, Rip Fan 8, look at that card turned around the correct direction, right? And that's all of them were O-Pee-Chee cards. And I don't have a whole lot of O-Pee-Chee cards.
Look
and
in here.
Hey.
Turn your camera the correct way,
I
numbnuts.
don't know, but if I turn it though, this is on my phone. I don't know how to do this stuff.
You'll never
See if I go like
see
this.
me having technology.
Oh, that looks great. What's
How
up,
you
brother? Happy birthday, by the way. How you feeling?
My birthday and I have COVID.
I know. How you feeling?
I'm doing better. This is my first time COVID. So it hit me pretty hard. This is the day 3, so I'm feeling better. But how do I get this thing turned around? Do you know how they can? I don't even know. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Ask Chris. Chris is
Yeah, you let me answer that question for you.
I'm just on my phone, but you guys can see and hear me clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you look good.
All right, you guys look small, but
You look skinny. You look skinny.
oh geez. So it's I'm like you guys. Well, at least like Don, I'm kind of not burned out, but I'm only making a video once every 3 weeks now, and I'm gonna have another one coming out next week, but it was gonna be this week, but I ended up being sick. So
I want to tell you something that I heard Mike talk about. I would like to see you show some of your older videos, but maybe not repost them, but redo the topic, because there's a lot of people out here that are subscribed to you that haven't seen your older cards. And I think that'd be a great idea.
What's that hat you're wearing, Rick?
it's actually it's San Jose Giants, the single A team.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the Seals, the San Francisco Seals. I think had some kind of emblem like this or something like that. But it's San Jose Giants. They're single A baseball team.
So what do you think? Is your team going to make any big moves in the offseason? I know mine's not.
I'm really disappointed. I mean, we have the money. We're making. We own the state, or the Giants own their stadium, and all the property around it.
Right.
And they're making money hand over fist, and they can't. I don't know. We'll see. No one wants to come here because, one, probably the taxes, and 2, it's hard to hit home runs out of this park. So the only thing we can really get is pitching. But we have the money. But I think they're going to go after Ohtani, but they're not going to get him. Probably the Dodgers. They're going to go after Bellinger, Ohtani. There's a couple Japanese players that are supposed to be fantastic. But I don't know. Maybe Bob Melvin has something to, because he's the new head coach. He had Ichiro and so forth. So maybe he has some kind of, I don't know. We'll see.
Why'd you guys lose Bochy?
I know. You know what? Bochy is the best, man. Is he number one when it comes to if you're going to have one manager to run a World Series, if you go, hey, we need somebody that our manager's had a heart attack, we need someone to come in, he's number one. The way he works the bullpen and everything, no one's better. But Bill Walsh always said, you last about 10 years as a coach or head coach, and then the players don't listen to you. It's about all you can give. So
it's time to move on.
But we should have kept them, obviously.
So I don't know the background with that. The Giants let him go, or did he retire?
No, we kind of let him go because the new general manager wanted to bring in his own guy, and Bochy kind of, it was kind of a mutual thing where he was kind of a little bit burned out, and I think the players were kind of tired of him, and
Right.
And he wasn't really fired. It was just, I don't know, just what it was. But I don't know if he's going to stay long. I'd be surprised if he stays more than another year anyway. He's getting up there. He's got health issues. And the way he walks to the mound, it looks like Mike Canadian Cards is walking to the mound,
Mike would stop for a beer at home plate before he got to the mound.
Dude, poor Mike. That guy 2 years ago said he couldn't go to the National because he needed a hip replacement. Got one. Canadian healthcare, I guess.
Yeah.
Bad
Poor
form.
Mike. Poor Mike.
So, Chris, what were you showing there, man? You had some cards.
Oh, I was showing some cards that I got of Rip Fan 7 or Rip Fan 8 sent me a video. Where'd he go?
Jeez.
I bet he's going to do what Orlando told him to do, log in.
Oh, with his phone sideways?
But I got this from Steven. Remember Steven? We had a good time with him at the Strongsville show. And
it's no better. Where did you go?
I tried to do something to flip the camera and I got cut off. I don't know how to do any of this crap, man.
Well, see, you took advice from another old guy that doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right.
I've never edited one video because I don't know how. I don't even want to spend the time to learn it. I got enough.
I've done a little bit of editing, but I'm with you, Rick. I barely have enough time to make the damn video.
Yeah, it is what it is. I have to find a darn light. Where in the hell I leave that thing, my little mic, and I just play, and if it works, it works.
He should have been on our Grumpy Old Men show the other night.
Yeah.
I'm the number one grumpy old man, I'll tell you.
He's grumpy and he's old. So
I'm old too.
He checked all the boxes.
So have you had what's your latest pickups, Rick? Anything big?
Oh, we got two great.
Oh, yeah. But you got to wait for a video on it.
Oh, okay.
It's I'll give you
it. I know what he got.
It's a Ted Williams and Joe D, but it's not Topps cards.
And Rick
or Bowman cards.
What do you think these will go for? And frickin' George Diamond Yard almost. The one card, he was $1 off. The other one, he was like, what, $50 off?
Yeah,
like, nailed them both. I was like, damn, George.
George's my go-to guy because he deals stuff. He buys and sells, and he knows this.
Rick was like, what's the value? And he almost nailed them perfectly.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
I got an SGC order that came in that's my next video. So.
Well, that'll be neat to see. But
Hey,
there's other people on here.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
There's other people on here, Rick, with messages saying that you should show some of your cards that you've already shown every couple of years, just for new subscribers and to see,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I show them to the misfits all the time. We have card battles. We throw cards out there. Hey, can you match this? Can you match that?
Correct that? We don't. You and John do. That's more like it. We just drool over what you two have. And then every once in a while we throw a random something up.
I can show, let's see what I got. Oh, I got this. Here's my, I won this. The Jake, the Misfits.
Oh, yeah.
The Monty Irvin rookie. The thing is, I don't think Jake's should I get this thing graded?
Oh, yeah. That'd be hilarious. I'll do a video on it.
Yeah. Just to piss him off? No, just kidding. I won't grade it.
Oh, you better. It might come back fake. So
wouldn't that be funny?
No way. This card is altered.
I should. Oh, that would be. Oh, see, he's gonna watch this probably. I could have come up with something, like a fake, just and then send it to him. And say, hey, it came back a fake.
What's up, Orlando?
Hey guys,
Great, Rick.
I figured let's get all the old guys in now.
I know.
We had
Yeah.
the most fun.
Yeah, Rick, get Scott Reindeer Studios to paint you a card on a piece of cardboard like that and send it in and let it come back, fake for
Yeah,
Jake,
I should have.
something like
Darn it! I probably have an altered somewhere, that I can. Oh well.
Yeah, that's funny. Hi, Orlando.
How you doing, Chris? How you doing, guys?
Hey, Orlando, how are you, buddy?
Just excited for Strongsville. Just keep adding guys that are going to go. That's great. I've never been there, so it'll be my first time.
God, I would love if some of you guys flew into Pittsburgh and drove up with me. It's literally 2 hours away. But we could hit the Clementi Museum, and then I don't know if the Pirates are playing then. But
So, Orlando, last year, Don and I were talking. Last year, Don and I were talking, and he got me excited about going to Strongsville, and I was just looking forward to it. And he was talking to Scott, and he came back and he talked with me, and he said, "Now it's not a big show, so don't be so excited." And he tried to downplay it a little bit because he was
a little nervous. You were so excited. I'm like, oh my God, if he comes up here, you were driving like 18 hours. I'm like, oh my God, if he comes up here, it's like, this is it. I'm not going to feel bad.
I'm just excited that it's a vintage show because there's very few vintage shows down here in Florida.
It's all vintage.
It is.
Yeah.
It's quality over quantity.
And it's not the only thing vintage. The elevator is vintage.
This vintage, I heard.
You get on there and my Canadian cards would push 2 or push 4 and it would go to 2. It wouldn't go to 4 unless it went to 2 first. But if you pressed 4, it would go to 2. But if you press 3, it would never go to 4. I mean, it was crazy. Somebody got stuck in there for about 15 minutes.
Ruben is so the Pirates are playing the Red Sox that weekend. So bonus. What about
you
you?
Guys get Josh to go. Stoudemire won. Is he going to your show?
He was there last year.
He picked up a really big card there last year too.
Would he pick up a Babe Ruth?
He did. I don't know. It had too many. The decimal point didn't get to the zeros fast enough for me. It was big.
Hello.
What's up, John?
Hey, John.
I thought I'd bring some younger content to this.
John's too young, man.
All right.
Get rid of him.
That's good because we have over probably 300 years here. Oh boy, hey John.
Looking forward to Strongsville.
Yeah, for sure.
But we need to figure out like the days and hotel, because the more people that we're going to get going to this, I don't know how large that hotel is, but rooms could start. This could be like another national. You have to book it a year in advance.
Stay at Reindeer's house. Can't believe he's not on here tonight.
Well, if it's not booked up now, because that's like the longest running vintage show ever. If that hotel's not booked up now, it's
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to get a roommate or something. So
see.
Well, let me drop this news tonight that I told Don that I would room with him, but I'm not rooming with Don. I was going to call. I needed to have you guys on here for support, but I cannot room with Don.
Oh no!
And I just told him. What, 2 days ago, that hey, yeah, we can room together. But so Orlando, I think Mike Moynihan wants to ask Don first. I don't know that.
Yeah.
Even though he kicked him off his show. But
yeah,
I'm not rooming with him.
Well,
Your fat ass.
but I forgot. I'm driving up there with this Brent Cooper, this friend of mine, and I'd already told him. Apparently, I'd told him that I'd room with him, but he forgets that I drink a little bit and forget that kind of stuff.
Well, you two can share a bed. I'll take the other one. You good?
Now, is everyone going like the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Probably. I mean, if I'm going to fly up there, I'd like to stay there at least a couple of days.
Yeah.
Well, last year I drove up on Saturday and left on Sunday, but again, I live close, so
Yeah,
I'm going
probably prep five. How far
Friday,
away is
Saturday?
it from Cleveland?
from Cleveland, it's south of Cleveland.
It's south of Cleveland. Then I'm
5 minutes.
probably 4 hours away ish.
Yeah,
It
probably.
takes me 4 hours. It takes me 4 hours to get to Erie.
Yeah, but you're gonna be west of Erie. You're not gonna like drive all the way up to Erie,
Right.
And cut over.
Yeah. Some between 4 and 5 hours probably. So that's not
Rick,
bad.
when are you flying in? Rick, are you awake? You sleeping?
Rick, if
Me?
you
Wake
fly
up.
in, if you
talking to
fly
me?
in, you can sleep with Don.
You see another Rick on here?
That's too far, man.
We have airplanes.
Hey, come on. Too far. I'm coming from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah, come on. Look where I'm coming from.
There might be cards there that Rick doesn't have.
That's all right. Enough fit cars will buy them all. Make them jealous.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, we better
gonna
talk
talk to-
about. We
I'm
better
gonna
talk
talk to,
about something other than Strongsville. We're going to lose all.
Yeah.
I
9
know. I was falling asleep there for a second.
Actually,
man.
We
Chris,
know
I'm going to talk to Ryan Nolan. I think he goes every year.
Yeah, he was there last year.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
usually will room with him.
So Ryan Nolan was there last year, and I said hello to him, and what he say, Don? He said, "Oh yeah, hi Chuck."
I wasn't there with you when that happened.
That was funny
that's
though.
funny.
I
Yeah.
can't.
But it was good.
I room with him at the National. I'm rooming with the next year's National also, and he's going to be actually at the when me and I are going to and him are going to be at the Palm Beach show on Saturday with Steven, who's his partner, and it was crazy at the National because I was with Steven and Ryan, and then another young guy comes in and sleeps there, so it was like me and 3 other young guys, and in their 20s. And they stayed up almost all night talking and blabbing about cards and stuff. It was fun, but I'm like trying to get to bed. I'm old.
Yeah, James,
I
I,
gotta
think
say,
you're like
I gotta-
45 minutes away from me.
I better not say.
I don't know. He said he's not that far from you. I don't know where he lives.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys were showing a couple pickups. I know this isn't normally what you're, we're all like vintage here and stuff, but I had been so far behind in picking up Boggs cards, and I just went through and I just went on a buying spree of like cheap, like they're not all base, but some parallels, like a lot of them are non-numbered, and like we're talking about a whole group here, and this is probably just half.
Wow.
I probably picked up like 40 some cards in the last week.
I can't believe there's that many modern Boggs cards you don't have.
Oh, gee, yeah. I've been concentrating a lot on vintage, and I'll pick some of these up later. And some of the stuff, like autograph stuff, low serial numbered, is just getting, how many more of those do I need and spend that type of money? So I've been just concentrating on filling in small things. But yeah, I think I picked up about 40 in the last week, all between like maybe $1.50 and $3 each.
I was going to say you basically paid under 150, 200 maybe.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think half of them I got were either 99-cent shipping or free shipping, and they were, they all came in PWE, which is fine.
How do you sell a card for $1 and have free shipping? I mean, the shipping's got to be, unless they're putting it in an envelope, it's got to be $4.
Yeah, they all came enveloped. They all came like well protected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
the eBay
either in
envelope
top
is
loaders
cheap,
or
yeah.
the other plastic ones. So, but yeah, just a bunch of all these. I mean, they're cool. They're nice and shiny. You can see the reflection and stuff,
Right.
but it's. But a lot of them are Donruss and Panini, so they're pajama cards.
What does that mean?
No logos.
What
Yeah,
does
no logo.
pajama cards mean?
It just looks like they're wearing pajamas. It's
Uniform doesn't have any logo or anything of the Red Sox or any logos.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
because they don't have the license.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, John.
Rick, you knew that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
John,
figured you know what pajama cards were.
John, I was going to ask you, have you reached 10,000 Boggs cards yet? I know you were close.
In total, yeah. Like with duplicates, I'm over 10,000.
Wow.
I'm hoping I'm like 35 cards away now that I went on this buying spree. I'm 35 cards away from 5,500 different.
Wow. That's incredible. And I love that special card that you got from Leaf. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's spectacular.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Was there any thought of getting one? I know he's not part of the Boggs Trust, but one for the artist that drew this.
He'd have to. I mean, they're already printed and given out.
Yeah.
To
Oh,
the
I know.
folk
I meant.
yeah. So, but no, I
always thought there was only
Josh did an
4 people
awesome
for Boggs
job with
Trust.
that logo.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And he turned that around. He had other projects going on, and I told him what we needed it for and so on, and he turned that thing around in a week.
Scott did?
Yeah, Scott did.
Yeah.
The logo. That's awesome.
So how did the Boggs Trust grow so much? I thought there was only like 4 of you.
It sort of surprised my buddy Rich and I as well when Boggs was like, there's like 13 of us. There's 13 members of the Boggs Trust, and we're trying to count going, we maybe got like to 8 or 9. He's like, who else is he including? But again, since Boggs was the one and he says, hey, there were 13, and he identified 13 of his fans, collectors that he knew of. Hey, there's 13 in the Boggs Trust.
There's people you guys didn't know, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of us that sort of are the founding members that we're in a text group together and stuff. But there's others that through Facebook or Twitter we interact with. They're big Boggs fans. A few of them have met Wade, and that's how he's known them. So he grouped all of his fans together into the Boggs Trust.
Okay.
Which, hey, we're not complaining.
Right.
And there's a woman that's also a super collector of Boggs, isn't there?
There's 2 of them. I don't know the one, but Marie, she's from New York State. Now she mainly collects his Yankees versions because she's a big Yankees fan.
Okay.
So she tries to collect the cards of him featured in a Yankees uniform.
And she's court ordered to stay 500 yards away from his house.
All of us are.
I believe that.
No, the joke is that if Wade ever goes missing, he's at Rich's basement outside of Chicago. Oh, look who joined. Jeez.
Jump on here, you.
I thought he had no time for,
Yeah,
all these videos
too,
and stuff.
much for him, and
now he jumps on the live stream.
Can't deal with it anymore.
He's only made 2 videos today, so
Yeah. And been on Bench Clear Media on top of that.
Probably did a podcast. Although rumor has it that I was fired from here.
yeah,
So
got the pink slip.
I got the pink slip. I wonder
You
if
and George.
George and I got the pink slip. Maybe he needs to come on and clarify that a little bit.
I told him to quit whining and let's do a collaboration. That's what I told him because he's not on enough. He's not on enough stuff.
Chris, I'm glad you said that because I was talking to James the other day, and he hasn't done anything, and I convinced him to do a collaboration on Sunday night. So, because I told James, I said, James, you got to do something. He's now, he's got work and his new girlfriend. All
He's
that
in
stuff
love.
going on, but
Yeah, that's
I know.
He's in love.
Work. It's this new girlfriend thing. I talked to him.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
Anytime you put a girl ahead of a 52 tops Mickey Mantle, you're done. You're
You're
done.
done. Yeah. But anyway, we are going to have a collaboration on Sunday night on his channel with Greg from Midlife Cards also.
Okay.
Okay, so Orlando, I have to say this. I'll probably say something wrong here, but I have 5 Spanish workers that work for me. I have about 15 workers that work, but
Are they
I
W2
have about
employees?
10 people that work, but I have 15 people
Wait,
employed.
Chris, are they W2 employees?
Yeah, yes, they are.
I doubt they are.
They're
But
legal.
they just love your. I set them up on your. I talked to them about your channel.
Oh, wow.
and-
Nice.
And they just, I don't know, if you ever come to Missouri, they'll carry you around our workplace. I mean, they just, oh, did you see? He's got this card. Do you have that card, Chris? Well, no, I don't have that card.
Oh,
You
thank
know,
you, Chris.
so they just
Appreciate
love
that.
you, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Now, me, not so much, Orlando. I don't want your head to get so big.
Yeah. Thanks. Hey, Dylan's on. Hey, Dylan.
The old man club.
Yeah,
What
for
a-
sure.
Well,
Well, hey, you
Dylan,
got to do
put
this with your fingers.
Put pants on and put shoes on, man.
I look like a crab when I do that.
I know.
You got those 5 fingers, man. You got to get the
Oh,
There
look
you
at
go.
you.
Hey, he's got it
Yeah.
down.
got it all.
Perfect.
That's from holding those big mugs.
That's right. You know, we keep being called the old guys, but yet people, all these young guys keep watching us.
Hey,
That's
That's right.
all experience we have.
You know, so us old guys, this year YouTube stuff, you got like, I just started watching Dan's vintage cards.
yeah.
I mean, have you seen his stuff? Incredible.
Yeah, I did an
Rocket,
interview with Dan
Rocket Rick,
and Rick.
Stu-
Yeah.
Stooks. I mean,
Stooks, great.
they got some of the best collections on this YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
I know, and they're making Rick look young.
I'll tell you, I thought I was the oldest. At
Right.
one time, I thought I was the oldest.
No, Nina's always had you beat. Nina and
Tony.
Tony,
Tony,
And
yeah.
Typed on
Yeah.
baseball cards.
like on baseball cards.
But he looks younger than me.
Nina's the coolest. She's a Reds fan. I mean, she's a diehard Reds fan that, you know, kind of keeps that. So every time I mention something about,
She's not a dead.
oh yeah,
No,
oh yeah, she's just pretending to be a Cleveland fan. Every time I mention something about
a
the Reds,
diehard doesn't trade their team.
yeah,
Yeah.
she kind of keeps it a secret. I think she's a little bit embarrassed about it.
I don't know.
So we ought to have something like that, like at the National, where we give a prize out to the person that traveled the farthest, the oldest person, the youngest person who drive the shortest.
Look at Rick.
Yeah.
I don't know how old you are, Rick.
Yeah, but you didn't say what the prizes were. They could
Yeah.
all be.
Yeah.
67.
Geritol.
Say it. So.
Yeah.
So far, you haven't won any of those, Rick. Because there'll be older people than you. Dylan's coming in from Hawaii.
Yeah, Dylan
You don't
wins
want
every
shit.
time. Well, maybe not if we get JP Wisco coming in from
That's
Japan.
Yeah.
Man,
It's
We
crazy how we have.
We could have the tallest. You know, we have Don and George standing back to back. We could have the
George, yeah.
shortest. Well, you let
Dylan.
Dylan and
I'll probably be one of the shortest. Me and
Jake.
Dylan, I think.
oh Jake,
And Jake, yeah.
yeah. And
So-
we don't want to talk about the
Rick
fans.
Acosta told me he's only like 5'6" himself.
Who's 5'6"?
Who?
Rick Acosta?
Oh yeah, he'd still
He said.
he could still post up Jake on the block and dunk.
I worked with a guy who's 6'8", which is 4 inches taller than me, and his hands are like this big. Like I'm like, holy crap! I'm not used to doing this. I'm used to going, huh? Can't hear you. Like looking up, I'm like, holy shit! You make me look short. I'm almost 6'5". He's just massive. Well, here's Rick. What is he saying? We got Steve on from Canada. Got to meet him.
Hey, Steve. Yeah. Steve watches and comments on every one of my videos. There's Rick.
Me.
Don, those stupid Dodger fans always showing up on these screens, man.
Oh, Iconic Al, huge. I don't know.
He's pretty
yeah,
tall.
kind of guy.
He's not as tall as me.
Yeah, he's pretty tall too.
He grew up in the town next to where I grew up, and then I live in the town on the other side now. Well, he's a Pittsburgh guy, Al.
It's an incredible story that he found an autograph
I didn't-
Rick Clemente ball in the attic of his grandparents' house.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mike, if you
Great
scroll up in the
great
comments,
story.
you should find the link.
I know. I'm looking for it for him.
Yeah.
He's so lazy. You gotta do everything for him.
Come on, Mike. If Chris can do it, you can do
Yeah, no shit. There you go, Mike.
it.
I think my wife said that one time.
What? If her boyfriend can do it, you can do it.
No, I think she said it to somebody else. Who's trying to get on here?
Mike,
Brian is tired of us.
Mike.
What Mike? I've never heard of him. Does he do?
some
do
guy in
videos?
Texas, I think.
Mike, his brother, was a better baseball player than him. Oh,
Ooh.
brother played at Vanderbilt. There he is.
What's up, guys?
Uh-oh, the live stream's getting older. Older live stream now.
Yep.
I am.
Now they're over 50.
I'm the artist formerly known as Baseball Collector.
He's like 50 by what, like 10 days or something like that?
Yeah, he just turned 50. Happy birthday.
Mike, how many World Series hats and shirts do you have now? I know I saw a different one than that.
37. I think 30
And counting.
and counting.
That's hilarious. What's going on, Mike?
Well, I heard y'all making fun of me for my retirement. So
We were making fun of you. I didn't even want that big. I'm still making fun of you.
Can I make fun of you still?
yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, if you stay off YouTube for more than a week, I'm gonna burn a box of cards.
Sweet, thanks.
I would
In
advise
protest.
not. I would
In
advise not.
protest.
No, I'm Baseball Collector will still go. It was the weekly obligation for the podcast I like to do content when I want to do content, and
I agree with you there, Mike. I've always said I don't know how you do all that stuff with work and your wife and kids, like, because I just do it when I want to, and even that's hard. And like even John and I have our show, and it's, you know, we had a couple week run, but now we're going to go a week or two without a show, and that's fine. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always said you're crazy in a good way. I'm not ripping on you, just like guy's a machine. He can do
Yeah.
it.
No, I know. We always say Donnie Livestream, but really, Mike is everywhere.
I'm hardly Donnie Livestream.
You're hardly live, but Mike is on every channel, interviewing with everybody. He's on Bench Clear. He's got his own channel. It's crazy, Mike. I don't know how you could do it all. No wonder you got burned out.
You see this, Orlando?
Yeah.
Is he building down kind of near where you live?
Yeah. I texted him this week, actually.
Okay.
So hopefully I can't wait
Have
to
you
get
met
together with him. Yeah, we met at the National for the first time. I didn't get the chance to talk to him enough, though.
Well, that's what might be nice about this. You know, the National's so hard. And I've said this when I meet guys outside the National, because there's so many people, you know, you two might have a little one-on-one time. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna drive up wherever he's at and meet up with him.
Yeah. Awesome.
He's not gonna be too far from me, actually. So we'll be able to hook up and go to the different shows, hopefully.
Hey, Rick.
Hey,
Are you still awake?
I'm still awake.
John?
Oh boy.
Is everybody here going to the Strongsville show? I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nope.
Come on, Rick.
Nope. That's a hard no. Are you going, Mike?
Yeah.
Cool.
You're giving away my list, guys. That's what the heck?
You did it yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, but not everybody watches that show.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be fun. I wish I tell you what, you get George and Rick and a couple others. It'll be the National all over again.
There's no way in hell George is going to go. He won't even go to a National.
He told me if Rick if Rick said he would go, he would go. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Pressure on Rick now.
We're gonna
You
start
got
a
come
time,
to the
Rick. You got
national,
time
though.
to change your mind.
He's coming to the national, George. So
Rick, what do you have going on that weekend?
I don't know what weekend is it.
That's what I thought. Nothing.
That's a,
It's next year.
April 14th through the 19th.
No, 19th.
no 19th to 21st.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say there's no way it's 5 days.
Yeah.
What do you got out there, Mike? Or your dog?
Uh-huh.
See everybody?
Now the viewership goes up whenever you put a dog in the picture.
Yeah.
Well, my best video is the one with my dog in the picture. That's so sad. I'm like, all right, pick up something special, making all these videos.
So Don, I have a
dog in it. That's one. It's like brings me down to reality.
Don, I have a proposal for you.
Yeah. What's that?
So I'm lining up some guys. Whoever wants to do it during my hiatus, I guess, from Golden Age Cardboard for other guys to host the show.
All right, I got to go back and watch it because I didn't know anything about this. To be honest, Mike, I've been busy.
No, I didn't announce it in the video. I'm doing it privately. Well, I guess now.
All right, I'll let George know if he's interested. We'll talk. We'll see. Because I do not have the time to do it permanently.
And then, well, no, not permanently, but I think what I'm afraid of, people will be like, "Oh, I like Don way better. Can he host the show forever?" And I'm like, "No, my show."
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen. You know,
That's a shallower end of the gene pool right there.
even
the shallowest.
Shallowest of them.
Speaking of dogs, that was my dog.
I don't know. I need permission from my buddy here, John. That might be a conflict of interest because our 20 viewers might be upset if I jump ship.
I'm kind of upset I haven't been invited on your show.
Ooh.
Well, I
Good
haven't
point, Don. Uh-huh.
That's actually John's fault because he invites the big time guys.
Ah.
And I try and invite the guys who don't have a lot of exposure.
Hey, Rick.
We're
have you
only
been on that-
14 episodes in. So 15.
Hey, Rick, have you been on that show?
No.
Orlando,
I never
have
was
you been on
invited.
that show?
I've been on his show. Yes, I have.
Me too. I
Yep.
guess he just doesn't like you, Rick, or you might. I don't know.
I didn't pick anyone on this panel. You can thank John for the two of you getting picked.
Hey, Don, below the screen, I'm holding up one finger. You can guess which one it is. Okay.
Come on, baby.
He's number one. He's
Texas
number one.
Longhorn.
That's two fingers. So
One on each hand.
you should have Canadian Mike. Click on the link. Come in here. He can make fun of me.
There goes the neighborhood if he comes in.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, I am really trying to have guys that don't have a lot of exposure on when I pick. Like
makes
that on and shit, Mike. What are you gonna say that hasn't been said before? No, I'm just kidding.
Honestly, that's actually true. That's a very good point.
I'll have you on at some point.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I've got a puppy out back, like jumping on our window. Here he is.
Oh no!
Ugh.
Don't do it.
Limited to 6 people.
Don't. You want? Hey,
More than 6?
if you want to kick me off to have Mike on for a little bit, go right ahead.
No,
Hey,
kick
no,
me
go
out.
ahead. Go ahead. Kick me out. I've been on for a little bit. All right.
No, kick
Orlando?
me off.
Whoever I land.
I just hopped on because it was the old people. Let some younger somebody.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
gonna get going, guys. I'll catch you
All right,
next
thanks,
time.
Orlando.
See you,
Orlando.
I'll be
Orlando.
in the chat.
talk to you soon, Orlando.
That was
rude.
What do you want?
What I'm doing.
Did we wake you up?
Camera the right way.
No.
Echo. Don't Mike.
if you mute,
You guys
Mike,
want-
better.
No.
Mike, is
Is
Mike
Michael on his walls?
He's probably
He's
watching
probably watching it
on television.
television.
Can
I
you
shut
talk?
it off.
Leave it to
Darnold,
guys.
It's
Nobody
even.
wants to
Nobody
talk
wants to
to
talk
you, themselves.
themselves echo.
Hey Don, just
Hey
mute
Don,
Mike.
just mute Mike right quick.
Mute Mike.
Mute Mike.
Okay.
All right, does it echo?
All right.
No.
No.
See,
Nope.
Mike, love you, man.
Love you, man. You're out.
Nope. See,
You've been voted off.
Oh, wait a minute. How's that?
there you
Talk.
go.
Mike, zip
You,
it.
Mike.
You, Mike.
Lord, are you asleep?
asleep?
I'm not asleep.
Mute
Oh,
Don.
how's
Still
High
that.
quality
High quality
television right here.
television right here.
Good Lord.
He is good.
He is good.
What's tonight's topic?
Canadian guys. Well, glad you were
on.
You knew the topic.
What's
Still
your
up,
topic?
still up.
going.
Hang on, I'll come back.
That's a train wreck.
Are we okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had that same issue with Rick,
Yeah.
and I forget what it was. He something, and then he finally got it working.
He had to change. He was on his phone, then his work laptop and desktop. He had to keep switching. Mike thinks Johnny Carson.
Yeah, right.
He didn't leave here to fix it. He left to get another beer.
Definitely true. What Willie Mae stuff have you gotten, Rick, lately?
No maze.
No maze.
DiMaggio and
Still Mike.
Ted Williams. But I'm going to show off in a week or so once I get it from Clean Sweeps Auctions. But nothing that great.
Love of the Game auctions just went live today, and they've got a lot of cards I'm looking at.
Okay.
They had a lot of cool stuff.
I think Heritage has those Venezuelan cards, those high-end cards that are pretty crazy.
And I just noticed that you can edit other guys' names on here.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Welcome to the 21st century, Don.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate
Appreciate it.
Better than this.
Better
guy.
than this guy.
What are you guys talking about? What's your topic? What's your topic this evening?
Yeah.
The only one
not echoing.
Mike, are you lining up guest hosts for the golden age of cardboard?
I am.
You're not.
You think you're Johnny Carson or something?
I do.
Yep.
I'm going
hiatus.
Taking some vacation time?
Dude, you've been hanging out.
Why don't you ask Garrett to host?
You guys can talk.
Wrestling.
We're going to talk about you.
Mike, I compared you to Bruce Bochy earlier. Why would I say that?
Which Mike?
When Bochy walks to the mound, it reminds me of you at the National.
Every Canadian card.
Is he talking to me or you, Moynihan?
You.
Ah, okay.
You ever
Why,
seen
Bochy has he got a limp?
Yep. Got a limp.
Nice. Geriatric session right here. You guys don't have a topic? You're just shooting the gab?
Yep.
It was going
Just a bunch
well.
of old guys shooting. Except for John.
Except for John. Just sitting here and complaining, right?
Mike looks like
Bob Lewis
presentation.
I could be.
All right. We haven't lost it. Unbelievable.
You can't go lower than 0, fellas.
All right, I'm gonna go. Have fun.
This isn't it.
I wanted to stay and bust your chops.
You can do that.
You can do that whenever you want.
Yeah, it's true.
All right.
Right now,
Mike's
the only one not
purpling.
Yep.
Canadian technology. I work some magic on the interweb.
I'll see you guys later.
All right. Mike.
What are you guys talking about? Strongsville?
A little bit. That's better. Mike was like this. Ridiculous for us. Child's play.
Is it
This
still
show is
still
sponsored
echoing
by
now?
Terra.
It's called the North. Canadian. I think we're gonna win it. We got Rick and John. I'm trying to keep this.
I'll leave. Maybe the echo's from me. I was only here to bust Mike's chops anyhow.
There we go. That's
See you,
why.
Hey, good seeing you, Mike.
Take care,
Mike.
fellas.
See you, buddy.
All right, we're bringing a professional in now.
Can we?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I'm going to pretend like it's echoing, so Ray, I have to leave.
Is the echo still on?
What?
No, it was all freaking Mike.
Oh, it's off.
This is much better.
We got an OG in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was all prepared to say today. I consider myself so the luckiest man.
That's pretty good, Ray.
That's good.
Thank you.
Look at Blue Jacket's comment.
Because no one wants a room with him.
Where'd Mike go? Where's Moynihan?
He just left.
I just off that we were about.
Oh, I thought this was episode number 2 for our 300 great baseball cards.
No, this is episode number 1 that I'm not doing videos anymore.
Chris, where's episode number 2, Chris?
Oh, I tell you what, he's given up. It makes us the champs. Right? He's done.
He's burned out, so I guess we're done with it. We did it 1 episode.
One and done.
So Ray, on that 300 great card stuff, I was watching Rocket Rick, and he had a message when we did that show that, hey, I'm going to start doing that. Well, he does an episode yesterday or whatever. And
he had like 280 of them.
Yeah, he had like 225 of them. Oh, I have 225. I'm like, man, yeah, his collection. His collection.
That's what happens. You know, Mike, if he was here, he would tell you the same thing. When we and him first started, there was only like 60 of us. And then as more videos we kept doing for, it was like 80, 100, 150.
Well, think about it. Like, when people look at that, they're like Rick did. Oh, shit, I got to go to these cards.
Right.
I'll join. Yeah. Hey, Ray, how'd that sweep of the Diamondbacks go, by the way?
Well, it was nice to talk to you.
I warned you.
I got to get going, so I will talk to you later. My God, choke.
Man, when you made that comment, I'm like, oh, don't be too cocky, brother. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's the game of baseball, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can't talk. My team hasn't seen the World Series freaking 40-some years. Yeah. We've gone further down the list now that the Rangers won one. It's just even further down.
Yeah.
So Rick, when you first started on YouTube, was Ray already on here?
Oh yeah.
So
Ray's
who
an
was
OG,
some of,
man.
who was some of the OGs that you watched back in the day?
The same ones Mike O.
No,
Ray.
you're one of the first ones. I mean, Ray was one of the first ones I saw, but you were too. So
Well, I'm not. I was kind of in the next, it was kind of like we have the OGs and then I was kind of in the next group of, collectors like, I guess like Dave Blue Jacket, Enough Said Cards, pre-pandemic, basically.
okay.
And then there's a next set with James and
I got to
George.
with those guys and John, like in the pandemic era. But then there's a whole we were talking, John and I with Jake after we did our show about the Hall of Fame. And like in the next year or two, if all these guys keep making videos, and Chris, you're part of that, I'm going to leave people out, but you got Orlando, you've got Theo, you've got Alan, you've got the other Alan. I mean, there's so many new channels out right now, splendid sports cards, and that, man, there's going to be a lot of people
They
going
reached the 3-year mark. Yeah.
Yeah, if they all keep making videos.
So Ray, who did you watch anybody, or were you the
Yeah.
body?
I started in 2015. So the first person I watched was Nate, Tops 85-401.
Yep.
Because he was the first person to give me a shout out. He gave me a shout out. I'm like, oh, let me go check this guy's channel out. And then Mike O. Those were the first two that I watched.
I don't remember who I first watched, to be honest. I mean, I kind of knew it was like you guys, like, when people started subscribing to me, like Ray and George, and I was like, holy crap, these guys watch my videos. I've watched other videos. I can't believe they found my video.
I think I started watching Mike Baseball Collector and Johnny and Jeannie. I think those were the first ones that I found.
Yeah.
When I started searching, and then it just expanded from that.
Yeah, Ray was the first one I saw, and then it was. Oh, you guys were talking about the 300 great cards, and that's when I saw Mike, and then the gates opened up because every clown was there. All you clowns were there.
I actually watched Chabs a lot in the beginning because he's from Pittsburgh, and he was going to all these car stores around Pittsburgh, and I didn't know anything about him. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, there's a shop here. Okay, I know where that is. Oh, he's in that mall? Yeah, I've been there. And then the more I watched him, I was like, okay, never mind.
So Rick, now, I mean, because your card collection's incredible, everybody knows that. What do you like watching? What will make you click on it and say,
Modern Breakers, people investing, people don't know what they're talking about. Don't stay off my lawn. Don't get me snubbed. Oh my! That's what I want to ask Ray. How's it changed? 15 and 16, 17. What was it like video wise? What were people doing? What were you looking at back then?
Back then, it was a lot of there wasn't as many breakers as there is now and stuff. It was mainly just showing cards, and it was, I would say, more vintage back then than it is now. It was mainly just people coming on and mail days, showing cards, and mostly vintage. The modern was just sporadic at best. It really started around 18, I think, when you start seeing box breaks and things like that. But it was single card sets, a lot of sets, a lot of people showing binders. I remember a lot of binder videos of people going through the entire set.
The whole set, really?
Yeah, really. I mean, I did that once. I'm like, man, this is gonna be like 39 minutes.
Right.
So I'm going like this. So yeah.
So they didn't even break up the videos into multiple ones, and they just did it straight for the entire set.
And it definitely, the biggest change is, you guys were talking about editing earlier. Everybody now, their channels look like movie production channels now.
I guess you haven't
Like,
watched my channel much.
I mean,
Rick
it's
and I.
unbelievable. It's all these guys now are coming on and their channels are just like, whoa. You know, I thought I was advanced in 15 with doing intro songs and words coming up in the beginning. These guys today are like big time productions and stuff. I'm like, it's definitely changed. It was a more simpler time back then. Back in
Did
the
you have-
days when we had a horse and buggy.
Yeah,
Was there like a lot of care packages, everything? When
Care
did that start?
packages, yeah. I don't see them at all. There was a lot of contests too. I was mentioning this a couple weeks ago. It's like, I still see contests today, but nowhere near as much
Oh,
as
really?
back then. Yeah, there was a contest. There was like
I feel like
there
there's
was
a
like
ton of
3 or 4 contests a week
Oh wow.
back in the day, and care packages was like every day. Yeah.
I kind of feel like there's a ton of VRs out there. That's why I haven't done one.
Nah, I think it was
more back then.
It was more.
Really?
Yeah, and care packages was definitely a lot.
What about
more.
trades? Did they do like?
That's the first thing I did when I got on YouTube. Was I saw a channel of a guy that was showing binders, and he was either selling or doing trades. So back then, you could message people. You had an inbox on your channel.
Oh,
You didn't
really?
have to post a comment. You could a message would come up on the top of your screen as saying that you had a message in your YouTube inbox. They got rid of that in 17. They said it was not a lot of people were using. I'm like, what?
Whoa.
Because this way, if you wanted someone to contact you, you could put your email, your phone number, instead of put it in public
Yeah.
on the comments. It was great. So back then, I messaged this guy. I think his name was Elijah Parker. And he was showing binders, and it was the very first video I ever saw. And I said, yeah, he had all-star binders from 60s, 70s. And I said, yeah, I can use that 75 Concepcion or Garvey or whatever. And I would work out trades, and we would message each other in the inbox. And then I would mail him the cards. He'd mail me the cards. And then I would do a video and show what I picked up and what he picked up for me. That was the first like 2 months. It was just me and him doing trades. And I missed the inbox. I don't know why they did away with that feature.
Yeah, that was before my time.
Yeah.
I heard about that and people talking about it, but I never saw that.
Yeah. They did it. They got rid of a few things on YouTube every year. It was like something was gone. You know.
John, what do you like to watch now?
I like to watch. I do like to watch some pickup videos because I always like to. I like to see people's enjoyments when they show off a card that they really like, that they added to their collection. Ones that tell a bit of a story behind a card. I don't know. Just it all depends. Just maybe on my mood of the day. What may interest me. It's typically I definitely watch more vintage than non-vintage. The only non-vintage would be that if there's some other player collectors, like if Nate puts something on and he gets some Bonds cards, well, that's going to be more modern focused. But I don't really follow a lot of channels that deal with more modern cards. It's only maybe certain player collectors or something, just because that's another part of my collecting.
How about you, Don?
I only watch channels that show my little displays that I built for everyone.
I was fortunate enough to get one of those.
And Ray has shown mine a million times. Honestly, lately, I'm not watching as many baseball card channels of my buddies. I'm watching more documentaries on the history of the game.
Yeah, me too.
Find myself doing a little more of that. I'm always going to watch the people that I've watched for a long time, but I've been a little more into the history of the game than actual baseball card videos recently. Not to say that I don't click on my buddies' channels and see what they're showing, except for Scott Reindeer Studios. I don't watch any of his crap. But
Oh, who does? I
that's
tell you
kind of what I've been watching.
I mean,
For
the
me-
channels the channels I like the best, I think, are the storyteller kind of stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
But I really like I like watching people that do a good job showing vintage stuff at card shows. I mean, like I'll get wound up with Sammy Thunder or Ryan Nolan or somebody that do a good job of showing the showcases at shows, because I love looking at cards. I
Right.
like, you know, I love looking at cards I don't have. That's why, I mean, I love Rick's channel and even John Mancini when he doesn't do the nunchucks kind of thing.
Yeah, I love my brother John, but I don't watch any of those.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I want to be with John in a fight when he's carrying his nunchucks. You know,
Hey, Rick.
because he probably carries them all.
Remember when John got a flat tire?
He was crying.
I was there.
Because he didn't have his nunchuck.
This is all it had.
Yeah. But I really like watching people, you know, I just love looking at cards. But my favorite channels are the storytellers with the cards and stuff. But you know.
See, for me, I probably have the smallest vintage collection out of all you guys by far. I'm still building mine. So when someone shows off I don't know, Alkaline 54 Tops rookie card, which I don't know, maybe all of you have or something, but I don't have one of them. And so I always like just seeing those cards and people showing them off. And it sort of, those videos sort of inspire me and sometimes give me.
I mean, this one?
Yep. See, yep. There you go. It sometimes leads me to say, because I'll see a card, I'm like, oh yeah, oh man, I completely forgot about that card or this, and maybe help me like say, okay, well maybe I'll look at buying some, maybe a 54 Tops card, maybe not that one because I may not be able to afford that one, but maybe I'll look for a Duke Snyder 54 Tops if I can find one. And so, oh yeah, because the 54 Tops, really cool set, and it gives me some ideas and thoughts of maybe what cards I may want to pick up next.
Hey, Orlando, there's another spot if you want to jump back on. I just put the link back up. I see you're still in the chat.
You know, when Orlando goes to a show, and here lately he's done that a lot, he'll go around and talk to the dealers and show a lot of vintage stuff, and that's pretty cool.
I know you're very good at it, and I know Rick is, and some other guys that trade in at shows. Like, that just intimidates me. I have no clue how to trade at a card show or what to bring the value.
Right.
It's most fun that's most fun I have, is taking cards to a show to try to trade. Seriously, I love it. Love it.
Yeah, but how do you know, like, I don't know. How do you know? Like, I saw you make a trade with Stan. You must have traded him 30 cards for 1 or 2 cards. I can't remember what it was. I was just like, how did you know that was a good deal? Trading that many cards for 1 or 2 cards.
I took 7 cards I took a bunch of cards to Strongsville, but I took 7 cards last year, and I had talked to him beforehand, and he told me what he had.
Okay.
You know, what he was bringing that might be of interest. And he was interested in all 7 of my cards. And so we had the basic stuff set up before then. Basically I was just trying to upgrade to a PSA version of some of those rookie cards. And I tell you what, those guys are amazing though. They know exactly what they have in those cards. Right. They know what they need to get out of those cards, and they'll do a quick multiplication stuff in their head, and it's a yes or no deal. And that worked out really good. And there was a lot of the cards that I brought and the cards that he gave or traded with. If there was a couple people that watched that, and that was a big deal. There was some money changing hands there, but I think the basic the basic was done before the card show itself.
Here you
Do,
go.
do you just base it off of
I'm sorry. Go ahead,
like,
John.
sort of comps? Like if
Excuse me?
do you base like you set the parameters of the trade sort of roughly based on comps that okay, well, this card in this grade goes for about $500. Well, I have these 5 cards that the comps are around $100 each or something like that, and maybe that's where you start, like these 5 for that one, because roughly the value is the same, or how do you? Or is there another component?
Well, with the dealers, with some of the big dealers, they they know what they have in their card. They know, and they have a pretty good idea. So, like, I took a Satchel Paige in a GAI slab that was a 5.5.
What year?
His rookie card,
Okay.
so 49
49 Bowman.
and
Okay.
49 Bowman, and I didn't want to trade that without getting another 49 Bowman back. But I knew that one had the biggest meat on the bone. And I took some SGC, like a Tom Seaver in a 4. And so I kind of knew what the value was. And I actually took 20% off because I knew he needed to sell that thing. And I was able to get a Satchel Paige back in a lower grade, but it was PSA, along with 4 other rookie cards. And yeah, I mean, we did go by comps, but they're willing to make a better deal if, let's say, they got if they got a Satchel Paige for $1,000. Let's just use that, and it's probably worth, let's say it's worth $2,000, but they know they got it in $1,000, and you offered them $1,500. The good dealers they will move that because they just made $500 on that card, and they're not trying to make a touchdown or whatever on
And
every
they get
card.
other
They're
cards
trying
to
to make-
replace that they can make money on.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and you just got to find. I mean, there's some really good dealers out there. I mean, there's a lot of videos that show. I saw one that said our dealer's stupid. Well, listen, the good dealers that make a ton of money are not stupid.
That's right.
They know what they're doing. And the good dealers find the good customers, and they try to keep them, for a lifetime. And if you hit a home run every time you're dealing with somebody, eventually they're going to stop dealing with you. And because if you have to win all the time by a big margin, I'm not dealing with that person, And so, yeah, Strongsville last year was, I kind of had, I did move a lot of cards, expensive cards, but I had it set up ahead of time.
I just remember walking up to Stan's booth, and I didn't know you were there. I mean, we had already met up, but I didn't know you were there at the moment. I looked over, and you had this row of cards, like ready to deal. And Stan, I don't know, I don't remember what you had or what he had. He had a couple cards. I was like, holy crap! Like, look at Chris. Go ahead, brother.
Well, Don, I'm a pretty big deal, man. I just want to tell you.
Yeah. All right, Matt.
Sitting here at this panel next to Rick, I think Rick's a big deal.
You are a pretty big deal.
Well, with the kind of videos that I've been liking to see lately, Chris talked about this a couple weeks ago. I love videos that have lists, like a top 10 list of, it could be anything, top 10. Like John's doing a top 10 cards from 1974, 1973, 1970. Anything that has a list. I don't know what it is about. I love lists videos. Joe Silverjackify does a lot of stuff like that. Top 10 players that could get in the Hall of Fame or whatever, because it gives you ideas of what you might want to buy in the future. That's why I always like to do videos on guys that potentially could get in the Hall of Fame. So anything dealing with a list, top 10, top 20, this, that, and the other thing is, I go right to those videos first. Or even grading the reveals. Usually when guys will have a list of cards where they predict what they think it's going to get. and then they show what it gets.
Yeah.
Those are some of them are hilarious.
Yeah.
Mine was hilarious years ago.
Oh, there's some funny ones of you going,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah. Stove's Cards has my voice recorded on a lot of sound bites from like 2016.
Yeah, those are classic.
It's all over YouTube. Yeah, this sound bite's all over. I think it was an 89 Upper Deck Griffey. I'm like, I'm hoping for a 9. It's probably an 8. Damn, it's a 7. This fucking blows. And he uses that sound bite. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, man. Knock your socks off. But yeah, grading reveals and lists. I love list videos, top 10s and stuff like that.
Thunder, Jason, Dean, jump on, man. Stephen Beal, get some of you new guys on here so we can give you a little plug.
Speaking of trades, did you see the trade last year's national for a 52 mantle? Eric's trade.
Yeah. I was trying to think who it was, and it was Eric. There were like what 20 some cards that he
At
traded?
least.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of with all the cards.
That was insane. I mean,
that was insane. I watched that video 3 or 4 times. I was like, what? It was Aaron rookies, more than one.
Yeah.
Jim Brown rookie.
I think someone asked him. I said, "Well, they said, well, what did that do to your football collection or something like that?" And he goes, "It's gone." Like it was all those key rookies, or it was the basketball. I can't remember.
Joe Namath. It was a lot.
Yeah.
But I would have done it for 52 mantle.
Yeah, card room tours. I like. I know there've been a couple. Chris, you just did one.
Yeah, Chris just did one.
Drew, Vintage Legacy. He did one. Yeah, I like, because I like to see how people, people have different styles and different methods and ways of displaying their cards and memorabilia.
Yeah.
And it gives me some potential ideas for when I eventually get to finish my basement.
So you look at all 5 of our videos here, backgrounds. We all have a card room going on of some type.
Yeah.
Except for Chris, he just has blinders.
How's your room coming along, John? Since you moved right to a new house?
Yeah, this is as far as I got, and I haven't even like hung up the game used bats and stuff like that. I did get a little styrofoam hat or head for my game used Boggs hat.
Okay, cool.
But,
slowly but surely.
Very still in progress.
Yeah.
And the basement isn't going to come around for like another 3 years. But.
Yeah.
What's up, Sammy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Sammy.
Hope you don't mind me joining. I was enjoying the conversation.
Sammy is not old enough to be on this channel right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's no gray in that beard.
No, well, there was like a couple of strands.
Well, Rick, your room's fairly new too, right? I mean,
I should. I was gonna save it for the Hall of Fame video. I was gonna do something with the Hall of Fame.
Cool.
And I might have to wait till January though.
We got 2 Hall of Famers in here. Sammy, are you eligible for the Hall of Fame this year? How long have you been making videos?
Probably since 2021, I think 2022. I can't remember.
Okay.
I have to check.
Don, you're going to be eligible, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and I'm eligible. But Chris, you came on in what 2021, about a year now, right?
22, right?
October of 2022.
Okay, so you got a year in. Okay, yeah.
I could probably see when when I started doing videos. I'm just going through the notion.
Ray, were you in the first class?
Yeah.
Look at you, man.
Wow. the Honus Wagner of the group.
Yeah, it was, me, Joe Silver Jackify, Baseball Collector, Mike O.
Was Nate in the first class?
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah.
Never heard of those guys.
There are a couple guys in the Hall of Fame, like the early years. I'm like, I have no clue who these guys are. They haven't made videos. There's one guy, I think he was a golfer, and he's drunk as shit in every video.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Watch his videos. It's like, this guy's hammered.
What are the Hall of Fame guidelines?
When Jake announces it, third week in January or February, I forget what it is. You have to be making content. In other words, your first video, I think it has to be 3 years
from the day of the announcement.
from when he announces the
like there's
start
a
of the ballot.
John and Picker Jim last year. You guys are only like a week away or something.
I was like eight days out from
Yeah.
being eligible. Yeah. But
Oh,
hey,
man.
those are the rules.
Yeah.
Jake's the commissioner, and I had no problem with it. I told him that too. I said, Jake, hey, don't worry about it.
Hey, I get a vote this year, and $20 goes a long way.
Especially in this economy.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have a vote? Yeah, you have to be. So I lucked out.
Anyone can vote.
No,
but-
not anyone. You have to.
What?
I couldn't vote. You had to be a YouTuber for a year to be able to vote.
Oh, that must
really?
be new.
Oh, okay.
No,
I missed that then.
The first year Jake took it over because I lucked out because the first year I voted, Mike was still running it, and I had only been on YouTube like 4 months or something like that. And I voted. And then
I didn't realize you had to be because again by that time I was already past that, so I probably didn't even think of it. Okay, so you have to be creating content for a year
to vote.
To vote. Okay.
So, regards to Jake, Rick will find this. I believe Rick will find this funny. Jake is like a midget Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
Yep.
But he's racist.
Oh man, Mookie, come on, man! Why do you have to bring that up?
He's not going to bend the rules, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what you talk about here, Sammy. Did you pass on a sweet card?
No, so I was set up. There's a bi-weekly show in Garfield, New Jersey, and there's a guy who sets up there that I've gotten to know, and I set up there. I've been setting up there as well, and he had a Bazooka 1963, the box, not graded, like just great condition, sitting in the guy's display case, and it was the Willie Mays panel, and the strip was not cut out. It was just the box completely, no creases, no damage at all, and the guy he bought it for like $700 and he wanted about like $800 or $850 for it, and so Mookie was there, and I brought Mookie over and I wanted him to give me his opinion, and he was a little at first when I was showing him comps of what we were finding online, he was a little concerned, but then when he saw the actual Bazooka box and how untouched it was, he said, I would not blame you if you bought this. And so, I was going back and forth, and I realized I had no way to transport this thing home safely because I was carrying display cases in my car, and I was worried about flattening the thing. And, it was just, but at the end of the day, I decided not to buy it. And so Mookie's probably, it's probably going to give me a tough time over that. But, it just allows me an opportunity to to keep the $800 and put it towards something else, maybe.
So the box wasn't flattened. It was
like the actual box itself, and it was as if it was like it was ready for sale back in 1963.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris and Rick, did you have nice piss breaks?
I had to go get more ice for a drink. What are you talking about?
Normally you need more drink, not more ice. But whatever.
So is this everyone going to Strongsville here?
Rick's not.
Not me.
Sammy, are you going?
No, I'll be at the National, but not the Strongsville.
You live are you in New York or New Jersey? Yeah. Somewhere over that way, right?
New York, yeah.
You're in New York City?
Yep.
What part of the city?
The northern tip of it, so the very northern tip.
Okay. You ever catch up with Brian B. Roth?
Oh yeah, pretty often. We set up at the same show sometimes, so we always run into each other.
Yeah, my daughter lives in Manhattan, and I keep telling her when I make a trip up there, I'd like to hook up with him. But I didn't realize you were in the city too, so maybe
Yeah,
it'd be
it's
cool to hook up.
as big of a city and as big of a card market there is. There's very little card shops.
Hey Ray, do you have a roommate for Strongsville?
Yeah, my son's coming with me.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
So Don,
I
here-
had one until I got on the show, but apparently I don't now.
well, I'm going to go ahead and read who's going to be at Strongsville right now.
Oh,
And
God.
if you're still watching this, everybody, my mom and my three cousins might be watching this.
Yeah.
And did Don just leave to go kick somebody off his yard, or is he taking?
Maybe his dog. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Hodges 1455, and if I say any of this stuff wrong, you guys help me out here, please. Sammy, you'll know everybody. The rest of us are too old. Don Field of Dreams, Scott Reindeer Studios, Mike Canadian Cards, Wade Boggs fans, wave there, John. Matt the Card Story, Rocket Rick, Math Bowler, Picker Jim S, Eric Fourleaf, Jim Carter, Rip Fan 7, Orlando Collector's Dream, Ray from Philly, Enough Said Cards, Theo.
Enough said.
It's enough said. Enough.
Theo Clemente Collector, Mike Baseball Collector, Dave Blue Jacket 66, Orlando A Collector's Dream, and my man Ray from Philly.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a pretty good lineup right there. Pretty good lineup.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm not going. I'll make a new list.
You weren't in the top 15 of that list anyway.
I know.
So
Chris is the mayor of the Strongsville show.
yeah, 14 hours away.
You guys all know that Chris was a mayor at one time. Little known fact.
Yeah.
Google his name and you'll see mayor of whatever town you live in. Whatever podunk town.
Oh,
Wow, really?
He really was. That's a true story. I'm not kidding.
I have some parking tickets, Chris. If you could take care
I'll
of.
take care of them. I was a dirty mayor, man.
I know. What's your cigar of choice? Free.
Romeo and Julieta.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm not picky.
Arturo Fuente.
Yeah, Ashton.
I've actually
Yeah,
never
man.
been to the Strongsville show before. Is it known for its vintage? Does it have
It's
some
all
sort of
vintage, I
identity
guess.
to it?
So kind of the story behind it. It's they claim to be the longest running, continuous running vintage show ever. And the old boy that used to have it, and this is just what I understand, is he would fine you and not invite you back if you had anything modern. And they made it to where this new guy that took it over has got it running pretty good. And they have, I mean, the hotel is little. It's little, but they had some huge names.
And it's in Strongsville is like just what you imagine. Where in the hell is Strongsville? It's not Cleveland, it's not Pittsburgh, it's not Chicago, Philly. It's a little suburb of Chicago.
And
how they make this town and this hotel, who knows? But
they don't have it's 100 tables, maybe, right, Don?
It's not big.
Yeah, but everybody's vintage, and the guy used to fine you if you had something new and not invite you back. And then when he died there for a little bit, people would bring something new and find themselves and donate that money for something. And I mean, so it's pretty cool. But they have a big list of guys that go there to sign. This past year, there was one of them. I got off the elevator and I almost bumped into Ricky Henderson. And
Nice.
but he didn't say this, but I've been telling people. He said, because he was holding McDonald's stuff at like a bag, and I've told a couple of my friends. He said the Ricky likes McMuffins. But they did. They had what makes that pretty neat is the whole autograph thing is away from the card show. So Don, you and I didn't see a single guy, right, signing.
I didn't.
But they had, Corey, a lot of Cleveland guys, Corey Snyder but they had Ricky Henderson and Bo Jackson,
Cleveland Browns. There.
Yeah.
But not at a separate location.
You can wear
right 15 yards away and a wall away, John.
Okay.
Ricky Henderson was, matter of fact,
Don
sat in the same chair that he signed cards and took pictures of. So.
Yeah. John Keating, are you going to Strongsville?
Guys, do you guys follow him on Instagram?
I don't have Instagram.
I don't know.
Rick,
I may.
Or not, a photo of him with a mullet the other day. I was on the ground crying.
No.
It'll go good with those parachute pants.
Rick, are you friends with John?
I know John.
Keating? John
I know John, but we don't communicate by. I don't even have Instagram. What is Instagram? What's Twitter, for that matter?
How far do you live from him, Ray?
From John?
Yeah.
He's probably less than an hour from me.
Okay, so you guys aren't quite in the same part of Philly.
Right.
Like for me, like Bob Lewis lives 20 minutes away, but Theo lives like 50 minutes away from me.
Hey, look at there. I got to put John Keating on my list.
There we go.
Oh,
there you
getting
go.
big time. Oh, and also, I forgot Jay Stottlemyre.
I cannot put this.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. I don't know if I've ever met him in person.
So, Sammy, what's your excuse for not going?
I mean, I'm trying to find an excuse. I'm trying to find a reason to go, and it's like a 7-hour drive for me to do it. I've already got my
dude. I'll pick you up on my way.
That's mighty kind of you. It must be a nice drive out of the way for you. But actually, I was wondering because
okay,
John,
it's been a great live stream. I think. Well, shit, Scott, we've only been on for an hour and 50 minutes. Glad you could make it.
Yeah.
I can depart if Scott wants to come on.
No, we don't need him on. But speaking of guys,
if he does decide to come on, let me know.
I've been to Reindeer's house. There's plenty of space. They would love to have you.
I'm sorry. I would.
There you go. I'll drive Ray and pick up John on the way. Good deal right there.
Yeah.
Oh, who's typing? Sammy making a sale?
No, not me. I don't know what that is.
Look at all these guys yawning. Maybe that's the time of the show.
We've only been on an hour and 45 minutes.
It might be my replacement hip.
You're not a replacement hip. Are you even 30 yet?
Well, John, you're driving there?
Yeah.
How far of a drive is it for you?
I think I figured out it's going to be either 4 or 5 hours, which is nothing for me. So
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, we need to do something where you guys meet in Pittsburgh and go to that Clemente Museum and then head up. You don't have to be a Clemente fan. It's that freaking great. Like, you know,
We
if we
should
could
do it
like-
while during that weekend.
What's that?
We should do it during that weekend.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That museum is freaking amazing. It's so cool. And then it's a 2-hour drive from there up to Cleveland. That's what I keep trying to tell this guy right here, Chris. You know, stop there first and then head up. And Ray, have you been to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No.
That's another thing for you to hit, man. I mean, that's in Cleveland, obviously, but
John just took a
But-
Viagra and a shot of NyQuil.
at least you got that going for you, brother.
Wow. You could go to sleep and have fun at the same time.
The Elmar Museum. That's in my basement, John.
I feel sorry for his dreams.
The Mario Mendoza card.
So what the bad thing about going to Strongsville is we got to turn around and go back to the National just a few months later. So, you know, who's all on here? Who's going to the National? Rick, are you going?
I'm going.
I don't know yet.
Who said I don't know yet?
Me.
Ray,
Right. Okay.
Ray, you're going to the Philly
I already
show.
got my hotel booked and ready to go.
Jason, it
Philly
would
show
be
in December,
we-
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cleveland,
Jason's asking this question about what's close to the airport. That's
Probably
closest to the
Cleveland.
National.
it would be Cleveland, Akron has an
Yeah,
airport.
Mike told me it's 15 minutes away. Mike Moynihan told me it's 15 minutes away from Strongsville.
Yeah,
So-
Strongsville is like right below Cleveland.
Yeah, it's a suburb.
And Mike asked me to pick him up from the airport, and I said he's got a better chance of getting John Keating get an autograph
There you
signed
go. There's the
by
airport
me
for
than
Akron.
me picking him up from the airport. So I'm just telling you. Well, Don, are you about ready to finish this thing?
Sure.
Yeah, I need to be going myself. So
I didn't know what he was doing back there. I thought, what the hell?
Well, let's see if Scott, you want to join for a few minutes?
yeah, actually, I sort of need to be going so he can take my
All
spot.
right. Thanks, John. Good seeing you.
All right,
buddy.
See you,
see
John.
you guys.
See you, buddy.
See you, John.
Let's see if we can get the Bearded Wonder on for a minute. Come on, Scott. I just sent you the link. Join us. Think you will?
No.
No, I think he said great talk, fellas.
I know. Let's peer pressure him.
If he wouldn't get us, if he wouldn't sacrifice going to his son's play to listen to us, he's not going to get on now.
Oh. I think we got something here.
No.
Oh, look who we have. What's up, Scott?
What's going on, guys?
Sound like a rock you were moving.
I'm sorry.
All right, your boy Chris has been talking up Strongsville. He needs hotel recommendations and
You know, Scott, you have some pressure on you now that the Nationals held in your hometown.
There's no pressure.
Oh, somebody's going to reach out to you and tell you to find a banquet room that everybody can go to. A restaurant with a banquet room for Strongsville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, there'll be a little bit of pressure on you. If not, everybody's going to stay at your house.
You're all welcome.
Even Don?
kids. I brought chocolates to his wife.
Yeah. For some reason, Mrs. Reindeer likes Don.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Reindeer. I like her much better than I like Mr. Reindeer.
right?
I want to question her choice in men.
I question it. I don't.
Maybe we all question our wife's choice. You're not alone. Every time my wife gives me shit, I'm like, "You picked me."
So for Strongsville, I was thinking we should rent out the Baseball Heritage Museum.
What is that?
It's that's where League Park is, where the Indians played before they built Municipal Stadium. And the ticket office, the field is still there, and it's got the same dimensions. And the ticket office is like a little museum now.
So
They have
Don,
a room that we can hang out in or whatever.
Yeah, there's a room over there, but I'd have to look into it.
So Don, it's
Yeah.
40 minutes away from the hotel if Scott leads, but when we go back to the hotel from that place, it'll only be about 5 minutes.
Right.
You kind of got to give the backstory to this because they don't know what we're
You tell it. You tell it, Don. It's better.
All
you
right.
tell
So
it.
we went to the Strongsville show last year. We were going for dinner. So Scott and I rode in one car, and who was it? You and Mike and
Steve.
my buddy Steve. So we go to this restaurant, and I've been there with Scott. It's a great restaurant, and we hit every back road. It takes us about 40 minutes to get there. We have a great dinner, and Scott just says, "I'm going home," and I ride back with these guys. We made it home in like 5 minutes. Scott, take us. Like, it's funny you were there, but
I'm not familiar with Strongsville. I don't live up there, and I just went by the GPS. So,
Dang GPSs.
yep.
Well, I tell you what, let's work on that for Strongsville because we do need a place for, 30 people to go to, to be able to hang out.
I think that's pretty cool. So, what kind of museum is it, Scott? Is it a Cleveland Indians or is it just a baseball?
It's a baseball museum.
Okay,
So it's a lot of the Negro Leagues were in that field too.
right.
So it's got Indians and Negro Leagues and well, that's about it actually. But they have Babe Ruth's 500th home run ball. It was hit there.
Cool.
Wow.
How far is that from the National?
It's about an hour and a half.
Oh, that's a good place to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be right by Cedar Point.
I'm like, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, isn't there a big amusement park in Sandusky?
Yep.
Do they have
That's
a
a
bar?
good, that's a good question. Do they have a bar?
Everywhere.
The museum does not have a bar,
That's a problem.
but
You can bring your own. Just don't tell anyone.
I don't want to run into any collectors.
Those mutual keys.
Oh man.
I wonder how many bartenders Mike Canadian Cards knows in Cleveland. I bet it's more than one.
He's been to Cleveland a lot.
I think maybe just once. I bet he knows all the bartenders.
I have a question, Chris. Lawrence, Kansas. Kansas is a state. Kansas City is a city. Are these two near each other?
I don't know, and I don't care. Kansas.
Okay. Next question.
well, I think Lawrence is probably like an hour away from Kansas.
How the hell would you know that?
My buddy he works out there.
Lawrence. What was that question again? Let me see. I mean, we tried to burn down Lawrence one time 100 years ago. Didn't get it done. Gonna be in Lawrence, Kansas this weekend. Any shows in
I
Kansas?
just feel like a lot of people think Kansas City is the state of Kansas.
Yeah. Well,
They were wrong.
I tell you what, I'll look that up, Jason. And see, there might be because Kansas City, their shows are kind of fighting against each other. People people are not looking at the calendar to set up a show. They're just, so and so must be making money, so let's go ahead and set up and do a show. That's 70. I used to like John Keating, but I do not anymore. Lawrence is not a nice town. No. All the trees in Missouri lean west because Kansas sucks.
Sorry, Keating. I don't know my Midwest geography.
There is a Kansas City, Kansas, and you'll know you're there because there is a Kansas City, Kansas. There is a Kansas City, Kansas, and you'll know they're there because the women don't have teeth and they don't wear bras and they don't speak complete sentences. I'm just saying.
Sounds like my home.
I'm looking at the cardshowmap.com, and it shows in the Kansas City area, it shows there's one in like Lee's Summit, and there's one they called it's the John Knox Village Pavilion.
The John Knox Village Pavilion is a great show. It's a really good show.
All right, Sammy, let's go back to what you just said. Cardshow.com?
Cardshowmap.com.
Yeah, I never heard of that. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty striking because when you go to that page, it really kind of gives you an idea of how skewed the card shows are to the Northeast and very little on the West. It kind of just gives you like a Google Maps overview.
This Kansas City show stuff is getting bigger though.
Yeah.
There's a guy on our chat named Dre Diaz, and again, I recommend you look at his videos. What he does is he goes to the Midwest card shows and goes around and takes videos of stuff, and he does a really good job promoting this John Knox show. And the John Knox show is also in Lee Summit. There's at least that, and that's what I was talking about. There's a couple promoters in Lee Summit that it's just right out. It's Kansas City. It's closer to the stadium than Kansas City is really, and there's some good shows. But the John Knox Village, if you get a chance to go to it, go.
Yeah, it looks like it's happening January. Actually, there's January 26th and 27th, and then again in April.
Yeah, they just had one. Just about a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
It's based on what it says, like 200 tables.
Yeah, yes, and it's a little bit bigger than that. John Knox's show is bigger than the Lee Summit show, and it's 200 tables at least.
Yeah.
All right, we've been on here for 2 hours.
I cannot believe that.
And we've had a ton of people on. For Chris and I, just let's throw up a live chat. That's pretty cool. So, Scott, Chris, Sammy, Ray, Rick, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Jumped on. Appreciate you guys just jumping on this. Let's throw up a live and see what happens. So, as always, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon.